Hi, my name is Mary Smiley, and I'm here to inform you today about nonverbal communication. Think of all the conversations that you've had today. There's probably a lot, right?
Yeah.
Did you know that according to research, the majority of communication you've done today is nonverbal? We all know that we as human beings use a great majority of nonverbal cues, but do we realize how much those nonverbal cues affect our communication, both positively and negatively? During this presentation, I will discuss the most commonly used nonverbal cues and how they may affect communication. By the end of today's presentation, I will have informed you on the impact that nonverbal cues can have on communication. First, I want to discuss the most frequently used nonverbal cues that we use in communication. According to the Help Guide website's article, Nonverbal Communication, retrieved on October 12, 2011, the different nonverbal cues most commonly used are facial expression, body movements, eye contact, posture, gestures, touch, space, and voice. Of those, facial expression is the most widely used nonverbal cue internationally. It is this, I mean to say, it is used the same in all countries. For example, frowning means sad in almost every country, and smiling means happy. Gestures and touch are perhaps the most dynamic of the nonverbal cues used internationally. Appropriateness of touch and the way that we use gestures such as thumbs up and thumbs down can be very different across different cultures. Eye contact and space can determine the other person's interest level in your conversation, as well as the closeness of your relationship with that person. And body movements and postures, as well as voice, also have a huge impact on our communication. According to About.com's website, Types of Nonverbal Communication, retrieved on October 12, 2011, the majority of communication we use is nonverbal. We combine different cues together to send a certain message. For example, when I draw my eyebrows down and cross my arms, it universally means that you are angry or upset with that person. Now let's discuss how nonverbal cues can be used in a positive or negative way, depending on the message you are trying to send. We may send unintended messages with different nonverbal cues. As read from the book Communication Principles of a Lifetime, retrieved on October 12, 2011, we begin making judgments about people just a fraction of a second after we meet them, based on the nonverbal cues they present. Those messages can communicate unspoken feeling and attitudes, and are generally more believable than verbal words. Positive verbal messages can be destroyed by negative verbal cues. For example, if you were to walk into a potential employer's office and you have pink and purple hair, the employer might not take you as seriously, even though you really do want the job and you take yourself seriously. Nonverbal cues might also send an unintended message. So for example, if you're interested in my speech right now, but you're slouched in your chair and looking up at the ceiling, I may think that you're not really interested in my speech. So today we've discussed the different types of nonverbal cues and how much they impact our communication, and the different messages we can send based on those cues. So to get you thinking again about the impact of the cues on conversation, let me ask you this. Have you ever left a conversation thinking the other person didn't receive the message you intended to give them? Did you consider that it might have been because they were focused on the nonverbal cues you were delivering? Now think back to the conversations of today. Could you have sent an unintended message with the nonverbal cues you used? Cut it off! How many minutes is that? That's good enough.
I think it was 2:15, I think.
Or 4, but whatever you said.
He's lying.